Hello and welcome to the channel, Kelly Legends Media. I'd like to thank all my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please hit that subscribe button down below. If you like the video, smash that like button and set that notification bell on all so you'll be notified whenever a video drops or if we go live. Okay, I'm going to do a little spill on cell phones, okay? Not only cell phones in prison, just cell phones in general, but also cell phones in prison. Okay, look. Right now, there's so much technology that we don't even know about, okay? That law enforcement uses to track people, to listen to their conversations, you know, a lot of things. Things that we don't know about. Things that are specific to investigating crimes on a higher level, maybe a federal level, CIA, government level. A lot of technology that hasn't been released to the public. Now, I remember a while back, a friend of mine, I'm going to call him a friend of mine, that's incarcerated, asked me to download an app on my phone. The app's called WhatsApp. WhatsApp? You know, like WhatsApp, like WhatsApp, right? Not what's up. Anyways, supposedly this this phone app would encrypt our messages on both ends, so that only him and I could read our communication, right? I didn't trust that app from the very gate, and I told dude, I says, look, man, the government could listen in on anything they want. I'm sure part of their intention when creating this app was making a way that it can be monitored, because people who wanted their message encrypted would probably want it encrypted because it's something that just shouldn't be known, or is very private, personal, or maybe illegal. I told him, dude, this isn't secure, you know? Sure enough, about a month later, there was a court case that was centered around the information taken from the WhatsApp telephone app that was supposed to keep things encrypted just only between the sender and the receiver of the message. Okay, so it was basically bullshit. Okay, so you'll still get listened to, you could still get monitored, your messages could still be listened to, you know. Now, even the cell phones in the street are suspect. You know, the government gives away free phones. They're called Obama phones. And people don't trust those phones, and I don't blame them. They're given by the government. You know, they're given to a lot of people that are hustling. It's just facts, you know. People in the street doing their thing, doing their mess, you know, go get a free phone. Maybe one person will buy a phone from another, or they'll switch phones and use them for whatever they use them for. Those phones can easily be monitored and listened to. I'm sure the government made contingencies for that, you know. It's my opinion. Can I prove it? No. A lot of people agree, some don't. But I wouldn't trust an Obama phone for anything other than making doctor's appointments and, you know, calling friends, you know, friendly conversation. You even sometimes hear voices on the phone, on Obama phones. You'll hear voices or clicks or other people's conversation. A lot of weird shit goes on with Obama phones, okay? But let's talk about phones that are in the institutions throughout the United States. I honestly believe if you get a phone that comes in through a CO, that phone's suspect automatically. That phone's got to be suspect. The only way that I would feel comfortable with the phone, and even then I wouldn't give it 100% trust, not even 50% trust, is if it was dropped in by a drone. They say sometimes they get dropped on the yards by drones. However they might come in without the COs getting their hands on them before they get to the inmate population. There's been numerous RICO cases that are built around cell phone conversations, you know. Charges for 187 PC, which is unaliving. A lot of those charges from cell phones in the prison are based on cell phone conversations. It's a proven fact. I was watching the probation officer channel on cell phones. I guess him and Dubs got into some conversation about cell phones in their videos, and they mentioned each other or something. There was some type of beef. I'm not sure, but Dub was trying to say that those phones can be cloned or compromised in some way. Now, can they be cloned? I don't know. I don't know enough about that type of technology to say, oh yeah, you could clone a phone, you could do this, you could do that. But I know one thing for damn sure. Whatever technology they use, they can listen to conversations, record conversations on those phones. They can get your text messages off those phones. They can get your browsing history. A lot of information that could get you twisted up in a case, you know? Now, unless you're washed up and you're not getting out, I mean, if that's the case, you might not even care, you know? You might want something done and need it done, and you might just take the gamble of discussing it over the phone, you know, to get it done. What could they do to you, right? But those that have something to lose, I would be like very, very careful about those phones, especially the ones that come from COs. You know, unless it came in through a family member and a route that was clear of any tampering by the COs, I wouldn't trust it any other way. I even believe that if they found out that a cell phone was coming in through a certain route, the COs, if they found out that it was coming in through a certain route, that they may even get that phone, do something to it, and put it back and let it go through, just so they could collect information, you know? Whatever they get off it. Even if those phones are passed around and you change your phone constant and everything, there's still a chance they'll pick something up, you know? And they do. It's not something that Dub's making up. It happens. And I'm sure the probation officer, he knows it does happen, you know. No disrespect to the probation officer or what he thinks, and no disrespects to Dubs and what he thinks. This is just my opinion, my experience, what I've seen with my own eyes and heard with my own ears, you know. Those phones aren't safe to use, you know. Are they going to be used? Yeah, they're still going to be used. The carnival talk or whatever types of codes you use on the phone work a lot of times, and sometimes they're able to match it up with a case and understand, oh, that's why they were saying this, because of this situation, and then they got you, you know. There's no safe, fail-proof situation with a phone, you know. People could find things out off of phones. They can be monitored. The probation officer had mentioned that, well, he's not a probation officer anymore. That's the name of his channel. I think probation officer's perspective or something. But he had indicated that the government isn't going to go through the trouble of signing warrants or giving permissions for phones to be cloned and wiretaps or however they do it, whatever technology they use to listen in on phone calls. It's too much trouble for the judge. No, hell no. These organizations that work with the government are going balls out and trying to destroy their ops, which is illegal organizations, criminal organizations, anybody doing any type of serious shaking and moving, and the government will go through the trouble of helping them in their investigations and their convictions of these people. So yes, the government will take its time, will give permission. I don't know why some of these people think the way they do or believe the things that they believe. The probation officer had showed some writing that indicated what he was saying was the truth. Who put that out? People are going to put things out to make people believe a certain way, Through experience, if you look at the history of cell phones, their use in convicting people behind the walls, you can see that they are being listened to. They are being maybe cloned. We don't know. We don't know what the government does. A lot of things they keep from us. But apparently they do enough to have recordings of people talking, And these apps like WhatsApp, yeah, all that encrypting bullshit. Yeah, I've seen cases where the DA and the detectives are talking about the WhatsApp app and what was said, So that's just my opinion. That's what I think about cell phones in my experience. I don't think they can be trusted. Like I said, maybe if you get one from your family and it doesn't get touched by anybody working in the prison, maybe it might be safe for a little while. But even those phones, I'm sure there's some type of technology being worked on, if not already invented, that they're able to pick out conversations and things going on with phone signals, It's too big a problem. But I've noticed one thing about this whole cell phone problem and everything. It's still being used to catch people. People are still being caught. So apparently they don't want all the phones to disappear, and they don't want to hear every single phone call and conversation. They want to hear them from certain people. And I think they're going to continue to investigate. People are going to continue to get caught as long as cell phones are used. And that's just the way it's always been. Unless we get a really, really smart inmate that can find a way to completely block any device or any application or any type of technology that could block the signals of the cell phones where they could be confidential. But they could pull signals out of the air, and yeah, we just don't know. We don't know what the government's able to do, but tapping phones and listening to phone conversations and using phone conversations in cases has been going on for a very long time, and I don't see it ending anytime in the near future. Anyways, this is my opinion on the cell phone situation in and out of jail, cell phones in general, and including these apps that are supposed to make your conversations foolproof. If you're doing something you're not supposed to be doing, don't be talking about it on the phone unless you want to go to jail or take the chance of going to jail. Of course, I'm not supporting that type of activity. The way I think is, I avoid everything that I think that I could get arrested for. If I think it's illegal, if I think it's breaking the law, if I think there's a chance of me losing my freedom over it, I don't want to fuck with it, whatever it is. you know. And until you think like that and act accordingly, you're gonna always have that chance of catching one, especially fucking with them phones. This is my video for today. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comment section what you think about all of this phone usage, and you know, if are they safe? If you think they're not, why? You know, if you know something that I didn't mention, some technology or something that they're using, you know, if you could mention it so I could do some research into it, man, I'm interested in all of that, you know. Yeah, the government pulls some shit on its people sometimes, you know. Watch them Obama phones. Thanks for watching. God bless you. God bless your family. And stay free, people. God bless you, man.